Hi, I'm Marco Rubio, and this is this week's installment of reading our letters and emails, our constituent mailbag, as we call it. Well, this week Congress is on the August recess. It's something that Congress has done for years, and what it does is people go back to their home states for the month of August and talk to the people they represent as we get ready for the last 3 months of this year. So this week we picked one email that we got that's on that topic, and it's pretty typical of some of the emails and phone calls we've been getting in our office. This one's from Diane in Boynton Beach, Florida. The subject is vacation with question marks. You've got to be kidding. And she writes, "You've got to be kidding me. Why are you going on a 5-week vacation when you have not even done anything regarding jobs and the economy? When are you going to address these issues?" This is from Diane in Boynton Beach. Well, first of all, Diane, let me point out that I don't decide the schedule of the Congress, and I think that's important. That's decided by the leaders of both the House and Senate, and they've been doing this for years, where they take the month of August off, and this is a month where they send people back home to their home districts, or for senators to their home states. And what I'm going to do in the month of August is travel throughout the state of Florida. I do think there's some wisdom in that, because as important as our work here is in Washington, it's also important that we don't lose contact with the people back home. And so that's why I go back to Florida and I travel the state and I go all across it and meet with people, talk to people, and get their input, so we understand and be plugged in, so we're hearing from you directly, not just through mail and email, but face-to-face and in person. And that's what I intend to do through the month of August. By the way, you point out something very important, and that is, what about all these other issues that haven't been solved yet? When is someone going to get to them? And you're absolutely right. It's one of the reasons why I didn't vote for this debt deal that passed just a week ago. It's not because I don't think people worked hard. It's not because I don't think it's a compromise where every side gave. It's not because any of that. It's because I think we need to solve these problems, and we're not solving them. The truth is, this federal government will borrow $120 billion a month for the foreseeable future, and it actually gets worse, just to make ends meet. And we can't continue to do that. We're going to have a debt crisis in this country very soon. And it's not going to be because the debt limit isn't raised. It's going to be because the world is no longer willing to lend us money, because they don't think we can afford to pay them back. We've got to solve those issues. Also, we talk about job creation. I say it over and over again. The #1 issue in Washington might be the debt, but the #1 issue in America is jobs. And the fact that some people have been unemployed for 1 year or 2 years, you know, they went to school, they got a degree, they work hard, they're willing to work hard, and they can't find anyone to hire them. And the reason is because our economy has ground to a halt. Because too many politicians think politicians create jobs. U.S. senators don't create jobs. Members of Congress don't create jobs. The president doesn't create jobs. Jobs are created by everyday people from all walks of life who start a new business or grow an existing business. And right now they're afraid to do it because they think our tax code is complicated, unpredictable, and burdensome, because they think regulations are too expensive to comply with, too unpredictable, too onerous. They look at these factors in our economy and they worry about it, and rightfully so. So we've got to address those issues. To get America back to work will require us to reduce the number of regulations that we have in place and to make them simpler to comply with, and to simplify our tax code. It's not about tax cuts. It's about simplifying and reforming our tax code that right now is too complicated, too burdensome, too difficult to comply with, and often for small businesses too unaffordable. So I have hope that when Congress is back in session in September, that we'll begin to deal with those issues. I'll do my part. Thank you for your email and your concerns and your letter. We'll continue this series throughout the month, and of course look forward to getting back to work here in Washington in September. In the meantime, we'll be traveling the state of Florida, listening to your concerns in person, and I encourage you to keep up to date through this website to see if we're going to be in an area near you. Thank you once again for tuning in. I look forward to seeing you again next week.